for about 5 days for the coaches. I think it's 2 days for the players, right? And then it's kind of, when's Christmas coming? So everybody, today is the first kind of different voices on the ice, a little more excitement, and now we're all dying to get that first one.
Happy to be starting things on the road, especially with so many new faces, some chance for some team bonding.
Yeah, we'll take the positive either. I'd be happy to start at home, right? Everybody says, you get to the playoffs, do you want to start on the road? Like, no, we want to play on our home fans, but we don't get to. So, yeah, we're happy to start on the road because there's something to be gained with that, too. It's there is a sense, the building's going to be loud just like it will be for our opener, and there's that great sense on the bench in road games. It's just us. Right, so everybody hates us. It's just us, and that's a nice feeling to get the guys together. Yeah.
Looked like you had about 98% of your team out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
once
close.
waivers and everything is done at 5 o'clock today, will it be good to have the full, your full allotment when?
It will be. I mean, we're going to have a small number, right? Compared, we'll run at 20, and so we'll have more small number practices as well. So a little different practice style because you get to 5D. We started with 10, now we're at 5 just for practice today. But yeah, that's where I think guys get to know each other, right? They get the same lines for a couple of weeks, they get the same reps, and then they get to actually have more fun with that.
Yeah, what's the deal with Kerstead? He left the game.
Yeah, lower body day to day. So there's a chance that he's available for Thursday.
Have you been through something like this where you're gonna have to start the season at 20?
No, you know what I mean. We had a little different in other situations where we didn't necessarily have an easy direct flights because of where we were. Our home was. It was two of the places that I've coached had their American League team in the same town, so you're calling guys up. This new idea of these cap constraints is coming to every team. We're all going to have to learn how to play with 19. It's just going to be a normal operating. There's been a bunch of teams that had to do it consistently. So we just deal with it. It's not that big a deal. The players will get used to it. Everybody will get used to it.
Yeah, we saw Vegas last year. I mean, Panthers last year.
Pete ran a bunch of games there. I mean, I think he told me he was at 16 skaters one night. So you get used to it. That's just the way it goes.
But do you feel like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, one reason why Pete's not in Vegas anymore, a lot of people put that blame on him, although.
Yeah, I think he will tell you, I think he was 497 in man games, lost to injuries. I don't think anybody survives that, no team. I think he would, so I'm protecting my buddy now, but it might have been one of the best coaching jobs he's ever done, right, to get them to stay relevant with that many injuries. So, you are at that mercy. You try to keep your team healthy. I think you'll see smaller group practices and shorter duration practices, right? You're just not going to run teams as hard because of the way we fly here, because our trips are longer than most teams in the NHL. Our practices are going to be shorter. So every team has their own set of circumstances that they deal with. It's not an excuse, and you won't use it for a reason for your team, but you just got to adapt to it. Find the right rhythm for your team.
Do you expect Kerstead to be ready, or are you going to start Thursday night with 5D?
No, we'll have 60 in the lineup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you expect it to take time to gel, Coach? New team, new staff,
Yeah, there's moving parts for sure, right? Just on systems alone, some of them take a couple of months. Some systems take years before they're just natural, but it'll take a little while. It doesn't mean you can't win hockey games. Part of the joy and the fun is all the stuff you go through together in the learning curve.
And you find out more about them as well as things go on,
right? We're going to learn a whole bunch, right? And some of it is chemistry, what works, what doesn't. We'll have lots of different, we'll move the lines around a little bit. Injuries are going to force you to do that anyway, so we'll set some in here today. We'll watch them for a few days, and then we'll be fairly quick to move things around.
You were talking with Verhage, he left practice.
Yeah.
Everything all right?
Yeah, so I'm not letting anybody out there with something that could get bad. Right? If you have anything that doesn't warm up properly, I don't want you in the practice, right? So he went off, got it treated, came back out, feels better. Want to make sure, I mean, he's such a dynamic skater. We cannot afford to lose that in his game. So just all of those guys, they're good pros. I learned everything I needed to learn about their character in the first 5 days. First of all, they tested hard, and not just well, hard. They don't need to. You get a guy, Barkov, if he doesn't go 100% on the bike test and he goes 80, he's still putting up a pretty good number because he's a fit man and he's not getting cut. But that wasn't the case. They drove hard, and then I pushed them real hard for 5 days, and none of them quit once. So I don't have any questions about their character or their fitness. So we're going to manage all of these injuries with that in mind. If a guy's got a little nagging injury, he's not trying to get out of practice, we need to get him healthy. We need to jump on it right away. Injuries are that is a defining factor to your season. So we got to stay healthy.
Thank you. Coach.